Hey everybody, this is an impromptu tarot class. I found myself with some extra time today where I'm not being needed. So I am here and I don't see anybody because it is last minute. So I'm just going to go right into the class, and you guys, whoever isn't here in the beginning, hi Sam! Hi, beautiful. Yay, I'm so happy you're here. This is last minute. So this is literally like last minute. I found myself with a little extra me time today. I get a day. So I'm choosing to come here. My husband and I have been, okay, awesome. My husband and I have been taking care of his mother who has been ill. And the whole family is taking turns taking care of her. Unfortunately, she was diagnosed with leukemia, and she's 82. So it's been a big struggle, but we are rallying around her with love and support and taking turns. So today is my day off, and I chose to be here with you guys. I missed last weekend because last Sunday was the day she went into the hospital. So yeah, it's been a time, but we're all pulling together as a family and taking care of her together. So she's in really good hands. But today I'm here with you guys. We are here to thank you, Sam. Thank you so much. I've got this new dress thing I'm wearing, and it's kind of awkward, but I just want to be comfortable today. You know what I mean? So you guys get the comfy version of me today. But look at this. Is this not so cute? Yeah, super comfy. So where we left off with the 8, 9, and 10 of cups. So I'm back again today. We're going to explore further, and we're going to do all the court cards within this class. Thank you. So we've got the page, the knight, the queen, and the king. And I have all my little crystals here for the crystal associations. I've got my notes. Let me clean my glasses real quickly. Thank you, Sam. How you been? I feel kind of bad because I did your reading and just kind of plopped it down there and got busy. So we haven't had time to really talk about it yet. We'll have to do that outside of this class, but anyways, the cards I brought in today, I do want to point one thing out, and hopefully the replay crew can catch this message. I do have my regular learning tarot that we've been working with the whole time. You applied for your dream job? I'm so happy to hear that. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy to hear that. Oh, I just had literally as soon as I spoke those words, I had a warm flush kind of come over me. That's a good sign. Energetically, it feels good. Wow, I'm super, super excited for you and super proud of you for taking that plunge. You were doubting yourself a lot. Yes, that came through in your reading. It really did. Second guessing yourself and selling yourself short. It sure did. I'm so glad that you took it to heart and made that decision. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud. You know what? You got this. You got this. And I am so proud of you. But what I was going to say is, so Natalie, we all know Natalie from Awakened Intuitives. She's here on YouTube. She's on TikTok, Rumble, Instagram, Facebook. She's all over with her Awakened Intuitives tarot class. She was hired kind of like how I work through TikTok, where I collaborate with companies and then I help market their stuff. Oh, there goes my nose ring. I'll have to explain that these aren't real nose rings. They're like clip-ons, because when I went into the hospital, they took all my facial jewelry out and it grew shut. And I don't want to do it again. I don't want to poke another hole in me. So I'm just doing these cute little clip-ons, but obviously that one's not going to stay. Her reads always seem to resonate with you. Me too. You know what? She did a reading a couple of weeks before my son transitioned. And of course, at the time, we didn't realize that the reading was about him. in the reading, it came that I was going to have a life-changing situation come about. She was doing a reading for me. And I was feeling the energies were feeling so wonky and strange, but I was so emotionally attached to them, I couldn't read on myself. And that's kind of how it goes a lot of the time. So I asked Natalie, she's one of very few that I trust with my energy to allow to read my energy. And accuracy, she's spot on every time. So I asked her to do a reading, and it came through in the reading. If I would have, if I would have known, it would have been probably a different situation. But with the reading, she totally saw that coming. So yeah, one of my favorite, most talented, respected readers, Natalie is, that she has collaborated with a company called Earth Moon Magic. And so she sells their products, markets their products, and sells their products and makes commissions off of the products that they sell. So I've kind of, when it comes to my decks, like right now, I've kind of tailored myself down to the specific decks that Natalie's selling for Earth Moon Magic. Of course, I've got hundreds of decks, but the ones I'm working with right now, I brought to the live today. All of these come from Earth Moon Magic, and you can all find them through Natalie. And if you're going to order from this company, please go and order through Natalie so that she gets credit for the commission. Today I brought in all three of these decks come from Earth Moon Magic. So the Lucid Dreaming Tarot, which is new to me, absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, gorgeous, with gold foil cards. And I've got those here today for our class. And then this is probably my favorite of all time Oracle decks I've ever gotten. It's the Priestess Oracle. Absolutely love this deck, resonate with every single card. I'm so in tuned to this deck that it's amazing. It is an oracle, so pretty much anyone could read from this deck. Oracle is a lot more intuitive and like a personalized take, where tarot is like the rules. So the Priestess Oracle, and I also brought in the Elemental Empath Oracle, which is also by this company. All three of these decks are very Egyptian oriented. But before we start the class, I wanted to pull an Elemental Empath card and just kind of set the tone today. But before I even do that, I'm going to call in my guides, protectors, angels, and ancestors of the love and light only, and ask for that beautiful connection to the divine source, God, creator, the angels, the ancestors, asking for a connection there that extends out to anyone watching, anyone coming back and watching the replay. Just put that veil of protection around us right now. That's really, really important as the earth continues to shift and split right now. So, a lot of things are coming to light. This is the age of disclosure. There won't be secrets anymore. And we all are being faced with like a big choice, like which road are we going to take? Honestly, there's going to be some people that choose to stay in a lower vibration. That's the experience they're here for. And then there's going to be a lot of us that we chose this here and now moment because we are here to help usher in people into the higher vibration, into the 5D earth. That is, everything is happening. It's all happening. And it's absolutely amazing to sit back and watch. And I just want to say that for anybody that's struggling with this, if you feel like you're dealing with ascension symptoms, if you feel kind of stuck, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I feel like that is what I'm here for. This time right now is what I'm here for. Why I'm here in this incarnation is to help anybody and everybody that has questions. And I'm not saying I'm going to have all the answers, but we can try to explore the answers together. And I'm so happy to facilitate that for anyone who needs it. So do you hear the singing bowl in the background, Sam? Can you hear that in the background? I'm so glad you're doing yourself now. I'm so glad. I'm so proud of you. Yes, you can hear it. Okay. I got the coolest little gadget. It's actually a singing bowl machine, and it plays 8 different hertz frequencies, 8 different bowls. But I like it because it continuously works, and I can play my harp along to it, and I don't have to try to manage both instruments at the same time. Ooh, this smells divine. It's like a vanilla caramel. Did I get it? How has your weather been, Sam? Yes, you're right. Everywhere you look, there's something going on. It's every day. It's every day. Honestly, I have chosen to really feel through that with my intuition. There's some things I just absolutely will not engage with. I feel like it's the low vibrational forces trying to pull us back. So basically we create our reality. So whatever you allow into your space, into your psyche, into your heart, your mind, your soul, whatever you allow, it's going to be there, and you're going to have to work through it. Really warm. Yay. Yay. We've had some rainy days, but it's been warm. It's that time of year for us here in Washington State where it just kind of rains all the time. But we're so used to it, us Washingtonians, we're so used to it that it doesn't stop us. I go for walks in the rain, take my dog out for walks in the rain. We still have to live life even though it's raining, and we're acclimated to that. So everyone's kind of used to it. One main staple in a Washington resident's home is a few umbrellas sitting by the door. So, yeah. All right, let me pull up my notes. Hey, at the end of this little class, I was thinking if you want to, if it doesn't take us too long, I got this yesterday in the mail. I got another Mindful Souls box that we can open and check out together. Real quickly, I got to show you something, Sam. Wait till you see this. This took me 2 months to finish. 2 months. I received this as a Christmas gift from my husband. And this is the hardest painting I've ever done. It took me 2 months when normally a painting takes me about 2 or 3 days. It took me 2 months. It has the most colors I've ever done and the most tedious. It was so hard. It was so hard, but I love it. It turned out amazing. And now I'm trying to find someone I can commission to make a frame for me for it. But check out this diamond painting. Biggest one I've ever done. This is like 3 or 4 of the regular sized ones, but look at this. It turned out so beautiful. And that was a lot of work. And now I've just got to try to find a frame or commission somebody to make me a frame because it's kind of odd dimensions. But I'm so happy to be done with that one so I can move forward because the company that I collaborate with that creates these canvases, they're high quality canvases, high quality drills, and they're really, really good. It's just a high quality. There's a lot of companies out there who make kind of just crappy ones. But this company, and they're a little bit more on the spendy side because of that. Yeah, I'm thinking I might have to make my own frame. That's a possibility, or commission somebody to do it for me. I don't know that I have like all the right tools to make one because I think I'd have to have like a saw, a few things, but anyways, I like to commission other artists, give other people business and stuff too. But it's so gorgeous. I love it. And that company has, since I started this one, has sent me several more that I'm behind on because it took me so long to make that thing. And this thing took up a huge chunk of my kitchen table for 2 months. So it's nice to have my table back as well. So yeah, I may try to make my own frame. I saw this really cool thing on was it Pinterest? I think Pinterest, where people take magazines, just pages out of magazines and cut them up into strips and then roll each strip into like a little roll and like stack them up. Anyways, if that might sound, I don't know if that makes sense, but it is really cool looking. I don't know if it would look too good with this painting, but it's really cool looking. I really do want to try that. Pardon me while I drink my water. Okay, well, before we start, let's, thank you, Sam. Thank you. You're so sweet. So yeah, before we start, let's look back. We were doing the 8, 9, and 10. I think we were doing 3 at a time. So like the 8, 9, and 10 of cups. Cups is the emotional aspect of tarot. Cups is the water sign. Cups is emotions, intuition, relationships, compassion, like psychic sensitivities, dreams, creativity. So we've been working with the suit of cups now. It's been like, I think a month, if not longer, since I've done a tarot class. Life is busy, but this will be the last one for the cups, the suit of cups. And before we start, I'm going to ask guides and protectors and angels and ancestors, source God, calling on Jesus Christ also. And because the Christ consciousness is really present right now on the planet Earth. And I've really been connecting with Jesus, the man Jesus, and with a lot of my readings lately. So calling him in as well. He's a magnificent asset. Let's ask the guides what message I need to share before we start into this class. What will the focus be, or what do I need to share as far as the elemental empath goes? This is just for the collective, no person in specifically. Oh, goodness. We got two, and I love them both. Okay. That's perfect, as a matter of fact. So, Sam, this really does actually pertain to you. So I do feel like we've connected with energetically. The first one is reclaiming your power. This is willpower, the inner strength. I'm reading off the card. The self-mastery and healing the victim mentality inside of that we have for ourselves. Reclaiming your power. That's exactly what you did. You took your power back. You took a chance. You're believing in yourself. You're working on the self. That's perfect for you. I'll read out of the book for that one in a minute. And the other one we got is earth grounding, which is actually number 1. So yours was number 7. And the number for this card is number 7, which, 7 is basically planting seeds. In numerology, 7 is planting seeds, laying plans, starting out on, laying the groundwork for a new situation. So that really does work for you, Sam. Hi, Dean. Yay, so happy to see you. I hope all is well around your inner circle. Hello, Sam. Yes, all is pretty good. So we've been dealing with my mom. My mother-in-law's been sick. She's been having an issue on and off for like a year, but they were finally able to figure out what's wrong. And she was diagnosed with leukemia. So as a family, we've all pitched in together and made a schedule. So she's never alone. I don't trust the hospitals or the rehab centers or any of them. She's having to receive blood transfusions often. She's extremely anemic, so they keep having to do blood transfusions for her. But nowadays you can't trust, especially in the United States. You can't trust the hospitals. You can't trust the medical people at all. They're out to keep you sick so they can keep making money off you. And they don't treat, it's not the same thing as it used to be. Did I just lose my other nose ring? Oh, well, I guess those aren't going to work. Anyways, the healthcare profession is actually kind of scary. I have a very good friend. His name is Bob. He used to be in my husband's band. He's a guitar player, and he's extremely talented. Like my husband, it's been a lifelong thing for him. He had a stroke, like right before I had my little mini stroke. He had a stroke. His was a little bit worse than mine and affected the right side of his body as well. But he did come back from it pretty good. He could still play, and which is all he cared about. and whatnot. And he doesn't like being fussed over. So he kind of kept things to himself. Well, he ended up having another stroke. This one was devastating. He completely lost the entire right side of his body. It's gone. His he's having a hard time speaking. It's hard because you have to be really, really patient. It takes him forever to try to say what he's saying. Cognitively, he knows what's going on. He knows what he's trying to say. He's, his answers when they do come out are quite appropriate for what we're talking about, but he's having a hard time getting the words from his brain out his mouth. So we've ordered like a talking pad for him. And then the other problem is he can't like write out what he's trying to say because he's right-handed and he lost his right side. His face is drooped in. And what's weird is this inner part of his lip right here, the stroke caused it to curl under. So he's constantly biting it. He doesn't mean to, but he's biting it. So he's got a big sore right here. And he started out, they put him in from the hospital into a rehab center where he could get physical therapy. And this is why I say I don't trust them. They put him in this place. He was there 3 or 4 days. The entire time he was there, after one day of being there, he started like grabbing his chest and complaining by grabbing his chest. And I'm very, very good friends with Pam, his wife, and Pam was there. And she's like, why does he keep grabbing his chest? Why does he do that? And they're like, oh, he's not grabbing his chest. He's grabbing his vocal cords and his neck because he's frustrated because he can't speak or talk. Well, he continued to grab his chest for a couple of days. And finally, she forced them to take him to the emergency room, which, mind you, is across the street from this rehab center he was in. It wasn't even a hard thing to get him over there. They got him over there, and he ended up having to have an emergency open heart surgery because he had a blocked artery in his heart. And they overlooked it for days, saying that it was, oh, he's just frustrated because he can't speak, so he's grabbing at his vocal cords. That wasn't it at all. He couldn't even say, hey, my heart hurts. I'm having pain, other than to grab at it. And they let him do that for days before he went over there. I mean, one more day, he probably wouldn't be here. So they did an open heart surgery. He had a clogged artery. They fixed that, put a stent in, and there was no way in hell we were going to send him back to the same place. So his wife and I, Pam and I, worked our little booties off while he was in the hospital for 3 days recuperating from the heart surgery. We went and interviewed every rehab center in the area and that would take his medical insurance, and found him a new place to go, a different place to go where he can actually receive physical therapy 5 days a week rather than once a week. And the people are just so much more, I don't know, they're just better than the other place. But yeah, you can't trust the healthcare professionals anymore. They will overlook a heart attack. It's crazy. So of course, we as a family have all rallied around and set up a schedule so that there's somebody with mom all the time. Today I get to have the day off, so I'm going to spend it with you guys. But so that's kind of what's been going on. I just have to say one more thing about that. This is such a hard phase in life for some of us, because this is, this is when like our loved ones start to get health problems and transition and deal with that kind of stuff. And it seems like, when it rains, it pours. So it's like one person we care about is struggling in a crisis, and then another and another, but it's really just age appropriate, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's been kind of crazy, but I do have good pieces of news. Yeah, we put our lives in their hands. We put our trust in these people, and Bobby could not speak for himself. Now, mind you, Bobby is a light worker. He is a strong light worker. He comes to me. I do his readings. He comes to me for spiritual advice and has grown so much in the past 5 years on his pathway. My daughter is texting me. And it seems like, and I could be wrong, but I'm telling you, intuitively, I even feel this. It seems like those of us who work for the light, those of us who are here to help the planet ascend, those of us who are here on a mission, like starseeds and stuff, that are here for very specific reason. And also too, Bobby has an autistic son. Now we all know that the autistic children carry a certain frequency for a reason. That's why there's there's so many of them nowadays. They carry, a certain frequency that the planet needs right now to help us through the ascension, through the process, to raise the vibration of the planet. And it seems like those people are the ones who are targeted the most by professionals that are not very professional and just give a bad name to the healthcare industry completely. I wouldn't put my worst enemy, which I don't have a worst enemy, but I wouldn't put anyone in that facility. I do not know how they're still in operation. Oh, and the kicker, while he's in the hospital getting open heart surgery that they overlooked for days, Pam and I found him a new place to go. And we went back to the facility he had been in, which is like a rehab / nursing home. We went back to that facility to get his belongings. And lo and behold, they lost his checkbook, his cell phone, his wallet. He had a locked box in the closet where he was keeping these things. So tell me why, when we're like, well, it's really easy to track him down. Who has access to the lockbox? That's who you need to investigate. There's no reason why these things should be missing. First of all, they were all in the lockbox when he was taken back into the hospital. So it's really easy to figure out where they went, who has access to the lockbox. You know what they told us? Laundry. The laundry department had the keys to his lockbox. Why? Why would you don't put laundry in there? Why would laundry have the keys to his lockbox? We called and made a police report. I called the state and turned them in. Yeah, why is the place still running? That's exactly what I have been asking repeatedly. I actually have a little feather in my cap because my ex-husband has an aunt, her name is Jane, who works for the state as somebody who does investigations, follows up on complaints, and investigates places like this and situations like this. And her and I still have a very solid relationship. And I contacted her and I said, Aunt Jane, something's going on in this facility. They stole his wallet, his cell phone, his checkbook. Like, these are literally like the only things he had. And they disappeared. And they told us that the keys were in the hands of the laundry, which makes no sense. 0 sense. And I was a CNA for 15 years. I've worked in hospitals, nursing homes, adult family homes, border homes, the gamut. At some point in time, even memory care facilities. I worked in every setting as a CNA at one point or another. Never did I ever hear of the laundry department having possession of somebody's lockbox keys. That should be the charge nurse or the director of nurses, and no one else should have access to those keys. Why laundry had them is beyond me. Well, after we made reports and did all that, they somehow found his wallet and his cell phone, but the checkbook is still missing. Of course, we got a hold of the bank and had, put a stop on those, but just crazy. The new place he's in is amazing, 100% better. He gets to receive physical therapy, and so PT and OT, occupational therapy and physical therapy. Bobby is really down, though. I worry about him kind of succumbing to just a giving up attitude. All he cares about is music, and he is extremely talented, but here's an example. One time we were at a gig and I watched a big stand that had one of the big lights, the strobe lights that faces towards the band. I saw it falling. Somehow it fell. This thing fell, and these lights are like huge. And in my mind, it looked like it was happening slow motion, but it happened so fast we couldn't stop it. But one of those lights was tipped over, fell over, and landed on Bobby's head. And like, you could hear the sound of it hitting his skull all across the room. And what did he do? Did he go check and make sure his head was okay? No. The first thing he did was go check and make sure his guitars were okay. So that tells you he's all about his music. And if he can't play the guitar again, and which obviously if he doesn't have use of the right side of his body, he's not going to be able to play. I just see him giving up. And so we've been really rallying around him too, trying to keep his spirits up. We got a little bit of good news the other day. The physical therapist came in. She said that there was some movement in his toes. So that's progress. And he just started crying when they came in and said, there's movement. There's, your muscles are moving. There's movement, which means there's a potential of getting that muscle recall and getting better. He just burst into tears. We all did. We've done a lot of crying lately. Between Mom getting diagnosed with leukemia and this happening to Bobby, one of our dear, dear, dear friends. So, but crying is important. We need to do that. It is a release of our emotions. The other one we got is the earth grounding, and this is important right now for everybody. We should all be grounding right now. With all of the stuff, the war that's our stupid president's trying to, I don't even know what he's doing. We're in trouble. Our country's in trouble, and it just gets worse and worse. And it's easy to get caught up in that frequency of stress, worry, anxiety, fear. It's really easy. There's lots of reasons to right now. So we need to be grounding ourselves every day, making sure that we're grounding ourselves every single day, and protecting our light in that way. Hi, Lion for Life. Lions for Life. Hi, long time no see. I'm so happy you're here. Yay, happy to see you. We are finishing up on the suit of cups today with the court cards. I'm going to do all 4 of the court cards all together. So we're going to do the page, the knight, the king, and the queen of the cups. And remember, the cups is about emotions, inspiration, your intuition. So love. The cups are the emotional aspect of the tarot. So I'm so happy to see you here. Yay. Hopefully some more people come and join us. I know this was kind of impromptu. It was like a last minute thing. So I have a day off to myself and I'm like, oh, what do I want to do? I have like 3 choices. I have a whole, what is it called? Like a little mini greenhouse. So it's like for seed starting, and it's like a little mini greenhouse, and it comes with a lid on it with a grow light right in the top. I actually collaborated with a company on TikTok who sent me 2 of them for free so that I could experience them and market them for them. Those things work so good. Literally, of course, I only use heirloom seeds because they're not non-GMO. They haven't been tampered with. So, but the heirloom seeds, they're known for coming, being good quality seeds. But within 2 days, they were popping up out. I've got 2 kinds of lettuce. I've got tomatoes, cucumbers, beets. And then I have a bunch of like cilantro, parsley, green onions. So I have a whole bunch of stuff growing right now, and it's all coming up at once. We ordered a greenhouse, a little greenhouse to put in our backyard because the weather's a little fickle in Washington State. So we need to have a place for them so they can keep growing and doing wonderful. And that's been really fun. We've got the greenhouse. It's been really fun buying like the above ground planters and all the things. I found this really cool stuff. It's called Take Root. So when you're transplanting out of the little mini greenhouses into the bed, you just dip the little roots like a white powder. You just dip the little roots in it before you plant it. Man, I'll tell you what, my garden is doing awesome. I'm so excited about my garden. I've wanted one for 7 years. I got to show you something though, Dean. I finished, this took me 2.5 months. 2.5 months. Normally a diamond painting takes me 3 to 5 days, depending on how much time I spend on it. This puppy took me 2 months. This was a Christmas gift from my Dean. Not only is it the biggest canvas I've ever painted, it's the most complicated with the most colors, the most variation. Wait till you see this. I was just talking to Sam about this and how I'm going to somehow get a frame for this because it is kind of an odd shape. But check this guy out. Do you see all those color variations? Oh my goodness. Did he not turn out amazing? Sorry for the light glare. This is the biggest diamond painting I've ever done. It's like 4 in one. But I love him. He turned out amazing. I'm so happy to be done with him too. He was taking up my whole kitchen counter for 2 months. So you have beets daily. Yes, beets are very, very, very good for you. Very detoxifying. Beets actually are known to help with the decrystallization of the pineal gland as well. So, all right, guys. So the overall beginning energy is keeping ourselves grounded. We need to work on grounding practices right now. Every single day, we should be working on grounding practices. This is meditation, yoga, working with your crystals. Yeah, so grounding is important right now. And then it's really important that we are reclaiming all of our power right now, taking back our energy, severing energetic cords and ties when we are done with a situation. So we're not carrying people's energy with us all day, every day. So this is really important. Taking chances, believing in ourselves, becoming self-aware of our magical capabilities. This resonated really well for Sam, so that made me really happy. All right, so that's the beginning. And the only other thing I mentioned real quickly is that I'm working with the decks that I'm working with primarily right now are all decks that came from a company called Earth Moon Magic. This is a company that Natalie works with. She collaborates with. So she is basically getting a commission each time one of these decks is purchased. So I'm kind of just backing her up on that a little bit. She's always very supportive of me. Thank you, Dean. And so Earth Moon Magic, go to Awakened Intuitives Tarot. That's Natalie's channel. That's my little sister. Go to Awakened Intuitives Tarot and look in her bio for Earth Moon Magic. Their decks are advanced. They are all connected with ancient Egypt. And they're beautiful for what we're going through right now as far as the planet ascending and the age of disclosure happening right now, where everything's being brought to light, so it can be dealt with. So today I did choose the Lucid Dreams Tarot. This is by Earth Moon Magic. Absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, light-filled deck. Very ancient Egypt. I also chose the Priestess Oracle. Beautiful, gorgeous cards. This is hands down my favorite Oracle deck I have. Look at the light codes on the backs of those cards, if you can see that. These cards are incredible. If you're into reading Oracle, the Priestess Oracle is not just for girls. The Priestess Oracle does point out a lot of the divine feminine, of course, but it's not just women. It's not just for women. This is an amazing deck. It has the light codes in it. It has like new world type messages coming through. So if you're interested in purchasing or like elevating your card practice, your card divination, this is amazing. Yeah, it's gorgeous. The box is gorgeous too. And you can see the light codes right here. These are all light codes that are on the box. Those light codes appear on every single card. And amazing, amazing deck. And the other one I was going to show by Earth Moon Magic is the Elemental Empath. Again, very connected with ancient Egypt. You can see that. So yeah, if you're interested in, I guess, stepping up, evolving to a more resonating tarot deck or oracle decks, check out these 3 decks. Make sure if you are going to order them, you go through Natalie's link. Yeah, and that's just my little plug for her right now. Question: Are you holding up? Are you holding up with these experiences with family and friends? You mean, how am I holding up? I'm doing pretty good. Physically, I happen to be in a good place right now with my health. So I'm not having to fix myself or work on myself too much right now, so I can be there. It can be overwhelming sometimes, but that's why Spirit's reminding us to ground ourselves. And one thing too, I've been getting a lot of reminders of is that nothing that's happening, like this is something that keeps coming through in all of my meditations and with my own like daily card pulls that I do for myself. One thing that keeps coming in for me is that we need to be reminding ourselves constantly that first of all, we are the creators of our reality. So what we absorb, what we connect to, what we pursue as far as like gaining knowledge is what creates our reality. People think, oh, I don't have any control of what's happening, so I give up, or I'm just going to be sad because I can't control it. But actually, we do have a lot of control over our reality and what we give our energy to. I do feel like the light workers, the star seeds especially, and the light workers are under severe attack right now. Because the low vibrational dark energies, they know that the light is on the upswing. So think of it like a pendulum, right? So for a long time, we've been on this downward, going deeper and deeper in density as the pendulum goes down. But now we're in the age of disclosure. It's time for the planetary ascension. The Earth has had it. She's done. She's done. And things are going to change around here. So now we're on the upswing. So the pendulum's going back into the light. And it's inevitable. And the low vibrational dark forces can't stop it. So what they can do is take as many people down with them as they can. And of course, they're going to target people like me and people like you guys because we're the bringers of the light and the truth and the higher vibration. So they're going to try to take us out and make our lives difficult. And so we will find a lot of struggle in our lives right now as a result. But they don't know who they're messing with, do they? Because we are strong. As light workers, we come here on a mission and we're like focused on that mission. Yes, of course, free will takes us off in different directions sometimes, but the oversoul, our guides, creator, our ancestors put us back on track constantly. She says, but they will look for those who can't go above it. Right. They're going to try to take out. So say you have like a very important mission, but it's not quite right this moment, or you have like an addition to your mission. So there may be something in your pathway that you have to align with the right frequency for it to happen, but it's very, very important for the whole. If they can see ahead and see, oh, this person's going to bring about this type of a change, which is going to be life altering for everybody. They're going to target that person. And in the moment, we may not understand, like, why am I under attack? Why is so many bad things happening to me? Listen, when you start to notice that you're being bombarded by stuff and you're struggling and you're having a hard time getting through, and you feel like you deal with one thing and then another thing happens, and know that the reason that's happening is because you are on track. You are on track. So it seems weird it's a hard concept to swallow that being a target for the dark and being someone who is constantly in struggle just doesn't seem to have like that real peaceful life that where nothing bad goes. Those people that have the most turbulence, the most struggle, are actually on their track. You are on track. If you weren't, they wouldn't care about. They would think, oh, I already got that one. I don't need to waste my time on that one, and go to the next guy. So just remember, the more you struggle, I have to remind myself this all the time. The more struggles that you're working through, the more important your mission is, number one. And it also means that you are on the right track, that you are aligned and you're on the right track, and they're just trying to throw you off of it. So grounding is very, very important. Reclaiming our power is very, very important. Making sure that you're severing, cutting ties with anything that doesn't serve your highest good every single day. It's very, very important. And I have found that these low vibrational frequencies and these dark forces, and we have a lot of weird stuff right now too, that's literally like in the 4D. When CERN did their thing recently, they opened a portal and a lot of nasty negative things came through the portal. Some came and went, but a lot of things stayed, and actually they cannot recreate that opening. Now, I'm just speaking intuitively what I've gotten out of my remote view sessions that I've done with CERN. I remote view and I take myself there and try to, see, because I'm curious of what's going on. In my remote viewing sessions, I'm saying that they made a portal, not on purpose. It happened. They opened a portal with whatever they were doing. They opened a portal, a bunch of things came through, and the portal closed, and now those things can't go back to where they came from. So they're stuck here. And some of them are pretty nasty. Yeah. So they're kind of working together with the already pre-existing dark forces that are here, low vibrational entities that were already here. They're kind of partnering with them now. And because they kind of basically eat the same thing or exist on the same thing that the pre-existing low vibrational energies already did. So they want our fear, our sadness, our anger, our frustration. They want to create all those things. So if you guys are noticing some where maybe you're having like, what is the word that my son used to use? What was it, Brandon? Intrusive thoughts. Thank you, Brandon. If you're having intrusive thoughts, if you're going along doing something and all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I'm not good enough. I can't do this. I won't be able to do it. I'm going to make a fool out of myself, or I'm just going to disappoint myself, or I'm not good enough to handle this, or intrusive thoughts like if I get in the car, I'm going to get in an accident, or if I eat this, I'm going to get sick. Those weird intrusive thoughts that just kind of seem to pop in out of nowhere where you're doubting yourself. That is these entities. They are the ones that are causing a lot of intrusive thoughts and bad dreams. A lot of people, you've had that last week. Yeah. So you're a light worker, Sam. You're a light worker, and you have established, within different communities, whoever you moderate for with your physical reality, your communities, you have established and owned that you're a light worker, owned that, which is taking recognition of your importance. So you're kind of like a beacon of light to them. Us light workers, when I say light workers, we're like a beacon of light, and they're attracted to us. They want to put that light out. They want to cause intrusive thoughts so that we feel fear and stress and anger and worry and doubt, because they eat all that stuff. It gives them existence. So light workers are number one targets, but we're not the only targets. You've been having bad, weird dreams. You only mod for me now? Oh, well, I am so privileged to have you because you're the best. The best. Hi, Lisa! Yay! I'm so happy you're here. So you've been having some weird dreams, huh? Me too. Really weird dreams. I feel like I need to have like a private conversation with you about that, Sam, because I'm wondering. I've spoken to several different people, because a lot of people are complaining about this, that they're having scary dreams, weird dreams, vivid dreams. I'm somebody who works in my sleep state. Like, we leave our body and we go out and do. We can actually be living a whole other life in our sleep state, but right now it's just we're doing work behind the scenes trying to help the planet. And a couple of different people who have come to me for readings, and they're coming to me for readings on their dreams. And here's the weird thing. I'm doing, like, this has happened twice now. I'm doing the reading for them. And so, like, I realized that I'm dreaming something very, very similar to them. These are random people that are not in my everyday life, but we're having similar dreams. And it not just once, it's happened twice to me now, where they tell me their dream and it's like so close to what I was dreaming. So I feel like on a collective, in a collective way, those are not just dreams, those are downloads. I feel like we're receiving those from the higher vibrational entities that are here to help us usher in the new earth and whatnot. But it's so odd to be reading about somebody else's dream or hearing about somebody else's dream that they're describing to me, and it's so similar to my own. So I'd be curious to hear about some of your dreams, Sam. Hi, Lady Divine. Oh my goodness, I haven't seen you in forever. How are you doing, sweetheart? So happy you're here. Thank you. We are, and make sure you guys are drinking your water. That's really important too, that we stay hydrated. It helps our pineal gland. Thank you, Miss Lee. I'm so happy to see you. You're following the Guthrie case? Yeah, that's a crazy one, isn't it? Yeah, that's a crazy one. I bit someone's finger and it snapped. I literally woke up crying. That's what you dreamt, that you bit someone's finger? Wow. Wow. Well, I haven't dreamt that. That's interesting. Yeah, I've had people coming and I've been doing readings for people about their dreams a lot lately. Have you enough water to go around? What do you mean, honey? I'll share with you. Here you go. We have more than enough water in the state of Washington. That's all it does is rain. Okay, let me get back. Okay, first of all, because you guys weren't here yet when I said so, before or after I'm done doing this tarot class, I have this box that came in the mail yesterday for the Mindful Souls. I thought we could open that together and see what's in there, and that would be fun. Lady says, I had a horrible dream the other night. I don't dream often, but I think it's because I fell asleep with true crime on the TV in the background. Yeah, you should not be doing that. You're completely leaving yourself open and susceptible to whatever that's playing on there. And they hide frequencies and other things in the television and TV programs. So, yeah, it's not a lot of fighting for me or other people. In your dreams, you've been doing a lot of fighting? Me too. Me too. I'm not somebody who ever physically fights anyone. I would never do that unless I'm like defending myself or one of my children. That is one thing that has been showing up. And not just me, my husband's been having, like, he's yelling out in his sleep and like his whole body is moving around. Like he's literally physically fighting somebody in his dream. That is one thing that has been coming through for people a lot is the physical fighting. Yeah. It makes sense though. I mean, right now we're kind of fighting against, it's good and bad, evil and the light and the dark right now is fighting. So it does make sense. Interesting. Okay, so let me get to this real quickly here. We've got the Suit of Cups, the Court cards, which is the Page, the Knight, the King, and the Queen. Again, cups are the emotional aspect of the tarot. Cups are the element of water, and your intuition, your relationships, the ability to have compassion, also your psychic sensitivity, your dreams, and your creativity. All is kind of like is what the cups represent. So water, I'm going to show you the crystals here in a minute that are the associations. Water energy, which is the element of the cups, flows, like the ocean and the tides coming and going. It can be calming, it can be healing, or it can be overwhelming with emotions, it can be very deep and overwhelming. So within the tarot, when you pull a card from the cups, the Suit of Cups, the other cards that come in and around the cups is very important to kind of determine which end of that emotion that you're on. Excuse me. Topics that cups often represent in card pulls are love and relationships, emotional healing, your intuition, psychic awareness, your creativity, your artistic abilities, and your spiritual connection to your guides, to creator, source, creator, the angels, the ancestors. So that's another thing that the cups represents. The court cards, an overview with the court cards. So the court cards usually represent people, personalities, and like the stages of emotional development. So for example, let me find the page. So this deck is so beautiful. I still have the Learning Tarot deck here that we've been working with, but I just love this Egyptian inspired deck so much that I'm going to try. It's really, really hard to read those words though which is why I got these. So let's start with the Page of Cups. Look how beautiful. So the page is the student. And it is and when you get the page energy intuitively, you're going to want to, it's going to immediately make you think of like something new, like a new emotional awareness. So page is the student, like a new emotion, a new emotional awareness. Like, okay, for page. For the knight, the knight is the seeker. And this is pursuing emotional experiences. The knight comes in in pursuit of those emotional experiences, willing to take a chance, knowing it could be negative emotions or positive emotions, but being here for it is the knight energy. The queen is the nurturer of cups, literally like the most loving, nurturing, divine feminine. The queen of cups is, so a lot of the queens can be described that way, but the queen of cups is like the big one in tarot. The queen of cups is the mom, the love, the mom, the mother nurturing energy. A lot of times when you pull a queen, this will tell you this person is like mastering their emotions, like emotional mastery. And also with the queen, when she comes into intuitively, when she comes into a pull, this is being told to explore inward, your own, like nurturing yourself and teaching others to be that nurturing, comes through intuitively with the queen. The king is the master. The king is emotionally mastering emotions, both inwardly and outwardly. So once you have went through the page, the knight, the queen, and now you're at the phase of the king, now you have mastered the emotions. The king of cups is the most gracious king. He is the most understanding, non-prejudice, diverse. Yeah. So like some of the other kings can be kind of straight, like hard-headed. They can put all their energy towards being strategic, but then the king of cups is like that loving dad energy, the loving, nurturing, guiding, loving dad type energy. So that's kind of an overview of the court cards. Okay, let me see. Did I skip my... Oh, okay. I have this little added note. Another helpful teaching concept, the court cards can represent a person in someone's life, the energy someone is embodying, and a stage of personal development. So that's kind of what the court cards can represent, like an overview. So I'm going to go with the crystal associations right now. I'm not going to be like, okay, the queen is this crystal and this crystal and this crystal, and the knight is this. We're working with the collective energy here. So I'm just going to show you these crystals are, the associations are for the overview of the court cards in the cups. So I'm going to start with selenite. Let me get my little card here. I love these little reference cards. They make it easy for someone with a old lady's memory like me. Okay, selenite. So the selenite is protection, awareness, self-awareness, clarity, and meditation, working with the third eye. This is perfect for decalcification of the pineal gland. I literally put it on my head, literally right there. You can never have too much selenite. I have a piece above every door and window in my house. I do a selenite stick and a piece of black tourmaline above every opening of my house. Very, very protective. Selenite removes negative energies. It transmutes them. It takes them. It doesn't just propel them away. Selenite takes that energy and turns it into a positive. So it takes a negative energy and turns it into a positive energy. It activates dormant abilities. That's why I say put it right there. If you're struggling with your pineal gland, if you're struggling with your intuition, if you are struggling with your psychic connection, this is the goat for that. It activates dormant abilities. I worked with an individual a couple years ago who, every time I did a reading for her, every time I meditated on her energy, it felt like she should be a healer. It felt like she should be being a healer. She should be working with her intuition. I felt like I could see like a big success for this person doing that. And at the time I told her that, she's like, that's kind of ridiculous. I would never get up in front of people and speak. I would lose all my train of thought, and I would never get my point across, and people would get tired of listening to me hammer on and on. Well, I do those things, but you can't let that self-doubt hold you back. The funny thing is, she is now a Reiki master and teaches a Reiki class. So, but at the time I did the reading for her, and she worked with the Selenite to get her there. So Selenite is amazing. It relieves stress and anxiety. It assists in intuitive judgment and insight. So you're looking at things in an intuitive manner. This will help reveal inner truths. Stimulates clarity. So this stimulates the clear messages coming through clearly and not confusing or overwhelming. Selenite is one of the highest vibrational stones there is, and it brings a feeling of peace, deep feeling of peace, and into your life. Another thing that selenite is good for is it actually can unblock old memories. So like, our brains are full of memories for however many years you've lived. You've racked up all those memories. A lot of times it feels like they kind of disappear and they're gone. And people say, I've lost my memory. I've lost my mind. I've lost my memories, or I don't remember. That's one thing people say way too often, because you're speaking that right into existence. I don't remember. This one helps to unlock memories of the past. Obviously with intention, you always go into everything with intention. But if you tell selenite, my intention for this is for you to bring back memories from the past, open up whatever's blocking those memories, whether it be a trauma attached to it, or, being programmed at some point to believe that, shame has to come out of your memories, all of that. This helps with that a lot. Definitely enhances psychic abilities. And also selenite gives us like access to the angelic beings, or the angelic consciousness, I should say, as a better way to put it, or like the higher guidance. Selenite helps facilitate that connection. And selenite encourages self-awareness as well. Even if the things we're being brought to awareness are, we're not proud of, or we feel we need work in those areas, it still brings it out and puts it there in front of you, helps put it there in front of you so that you can work on it. Selenite, amazing. Gemini, Cancer, Taurus, crown and third eye chakras. This is connected to the air element. So there's the selenite. All right, the next one is moonstone. So this one's actually called peach moonstone. I don't know if you're getting it. My camera on this laptop's kind of crappy. But this is a peach moonstone heart. Beautiful, one of my beautiful favorite pieces. Now, moonstone is for inspiration, intuition, and gratitude. This has a extremely strong connection to divine feminine energy, or moon energy as well. Obviously, moonstone. Moonstone is often referred to as the goddess stone. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that. I've seen that before. It's also a stone for new beginnings, helps with inner strength, helps with inner growth, making sure those lessons that we're learning are sticking, and we're getting as much out of it as we can. Moonstone encourages us to kind of celebrate the different cycles. The moon works in cycles, lunar cycles, the moon works in cycles. And moonstone kind of helps us to embrace each one of those changes, or each one of those cycles as it goes around and around, and stabilize your emotions within that. It enhances intuition, promotes inspiration, success, good fortune, and love, and in business matters. Moonstone helps with that too. It's known to enhance the connection to the divine feminine, I said that, and increases the feelings of nurturing. Also, too, moonstone's a really good one to work with when you have like what I call spiritual curiosity. When you think, am I supposed to be doing this? Do I have abilities? How do I open those abilities? And I feel like moonstone, well, for me, moonstone has always worked really great in helping to access or answer those questions, spiritual curiosity, and accepting the answer you get within that curiosity. If you get an answer that you're supposed to be doing this, or you're capable of doing this, or you have soul contracted to do this, maybe in this here now moment, you think, I can't do this. I can't speak in public. I can't do this. Actually helps to like accept it. That's what you're supposed to be doing, and helps you kind of go along that road without sabotaging yourself. Moonstone is great for that. Sacral, solar plexus, third eye, and crown. Cancer, Libra, Scorpio. Water element. Moon is always associated with the water. And the crystal system. This is kind of a new thing I've put on my notes. I'm educating myself of the crystal systems. The crystal system is orthorhombic. And I should have written more notes on how I could explain that, maybe next time. But in all of my little cards that I've created for all of my crystals, which now I send out with every order, I always put like an affirmation at the bottom that's connected to each crystal. And the affirmation for this one is, I am creating my best life every day in every way. So that's kind of the overall gist of the energy from the moonstone. Love moonstone. It's one of my favies. Okay, the next one, excuse me, drinking my water, is black obsidian. This is a black obsidian sphere. It's protection, clearing, and grounding, which makes sense why we got that card, grounding. So black obsidian helps with self-control. It increases self-control. It helps to release imbalances and negative energies. Disperses. So if you're having, disperses, how I wrote it down here is unloving thoughts. If you're having thoughts about somebody, oh man, that girl just irritates me, or every time that person comes, this happens, or just anything negative, thoughts, self-doubt, breaking yourself down. This black obsidian is really good for releasing that, letting go of that, stepping beyond that. Basically just removing those, what I called earlier. What did I call it earlier? Now my scene read, my son. Oh, invasive thoughts. Thank you, Brandon. Invasive thoughts. It helps with that. Stimulates creativity also, helping you to find your creative spark. It aids in protection, grounding. It helps with spiritual communication as well. It helps release of addictions. This is one people work with a lot when they're in the process of trying to go beyond addictions. Now, addictions doesn't have to just necessarily mean drugs. We can be addicted to a lot of things. We can be addicted to internet. We can be addicted to coffee. I guess coffee is a drug, huh? I'm addicted to coffee. But we form addictions out of an imbalance. That's all it is. Addiction is an imbalance. So it helps with that. It also helps with eating disorders, negative behaviors, emotional blockages, and provides like a nurturing support during those times of change when those things are brought to your attention. And so now you got to put in the work. It helps with kind of supporting you through that. And one of the things I love about black obsidian is that it supports the gift of like prophecy or precognition. So it stimulates that. If that's in your plan, is to be someone who works with precognition, be someone who works with prophecy, which is the dreams that come true or the downloads. This is really helpful with stimulating that, bringing that to be. If that's supposed to be happening and you're here now, working with black obsidian will bring that to be. Moon, sun, earth, water, salt, all of the chakras. It is mainly Scorpio, Sagittarius. It is the root chakra is the main chakra that it works with. The elements of earth and fire. So there's black obsidian. Okay, next I'm going to do amethyst. And I think we've talked about most of these all before. But pertaining to this class, these are the crystals. Amethyst is protection, awareness, healing, and intuition. This is the stone I work with. There's a few, but this is one of the ones I work with the most for intuition. This one, it helps alleviate sadness, helps take away, not take away grief, but it nurtures you through grieving processes. This one encourages sobriety. This one encourages not leaning on a crutch. Like coffee is a crutch. It gives me energy. Anyways, it helps to kind of get you past those mind loops that we get into. I'm fully addicted to crystals. If I wasn't careful and wasn't somebody who's pretty articulate when it comes to my budget and making sure my bills are paid and there's a little extra put in savings, if I didn't have some balance, I would spend all my money on crystals and I wouldn't feel bad about it. Like I could see myself doing that and putting myself in debt doing that. I'm super addicted to crystals and the different energies that come off of them. They have healed me. So I'm obsessed with them. Tell me why. I can remember the crystals, their names. I could tell you what one is just by looking at it. I can pretty much tell you where it sits on the Mons hardness scale. I can tell you spiritually what it's for. I can tell you probably where it's sourced from most of the time. All of that sits right in the forefront of my memory, but I can't tell you what I had for breakfast yesterday. Isn't that funny? This one's a chevron amethyst. There's different types of amethyst. There's pink amethyst, chevron amethyst, regular amethyst. Also improves in decision making. So if you have like too many choices ahead of you, in front of you, and you don't know which one to pick, work with amethyst with that. It's a tranquilizer. Okay. If you deal with insomnia, put amethyst under your pillow. I actually got into a discussion with somebody on YouTube one time who told me that amethyst made them feel hyper. And amethyst, she's like, whatever you do, don't sleep near amethyst because you won't sleep. And it's just the opposite of that. Amethyst is known as the stone of tranquility. It's a tranquilizer. It helps with insomnia. Helps with, not only does it help with sleep, but it carries you through a deep sleep and protects you while you're in that sleep state. It stimulates memory, creativity. This one helps to dispel anger. So if somebody has really ticked you off or a situation makes you angry, which for me, that's happening in my life when it comes to the leader of our country and the decisions he's making, I could very easily succumb to a lot of anger towards this individual. So I work with this one to help me through that. It also dispels rage, fear, the fear that kind of drives those feelings, and anxiety. One of the biggest things amethyst does is it awakens or activates a spiritual awareness. It helps in remembering and understanding of your dreams. And like I said, it provides that safety net for you while you're sleeping. And so amethyst kind of does provide like just an overall sense of like spiritual balance as well. Really good for that. Virgo, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, crown and third eye, and air element on that one. Okay, this is a really, really pretty one. This is a relatively new piece. This is fluorite, rainbow fluorite. Fluorite absorbs and neutralizes negative energy. So this is another transmuter. Takes that negative energy and rather than just deflecting it off to somewhere else, it changes it up, changes the frequency, changes fear into positivity. It also helps with limiting beliefs. If you doubt yourself and you don't think you can do it, this will help you get past that. Brings focus, concentration, self-confidence, helps in decision making as well. Understanding new information, it helps with that. Encourages positivity. They say that fluorite can make wishes come true. So a lot of times people will, how when you blow on the candles on a birthday cake and you stop and you in your mind, you say your wish before you blow out the candles. So that's every single time I am working with fluorite to help like make my wishes come true or bring my desires into reality or manifest something into reality. this is like a candle where in my meditation, I say my wish before I blow it out, right? This one helps with making wishes come true. This one helps balance the energies. So if you find yourself in a chaotic room or a chaotic situation, it's great to have a little piece of fluorite that helps balancing that out and improves mental, physical balance and coordination. This one is Libra, Pisces, Capricorn. It is crown, third eye, and throat chakra, air, and water element for that. But isn't that a pretty one? This one is available in the shop, so you know. So there's the fluorite. Let's look at this guy. This is Rhodonite. And look at this pretty baby. So it's like a deep red. So this one is for grounding, nurturing, and centering. Bringing your energy into a centered awareness, provides protection, helps to balance negative energies, brings stability to the body and spirit, helps to maintain emotional stability, soothes the mind of anxiety, giving a sense of well-being. This one kind of like brings your problems to the light. So a lot of times you'll hear people say, man, I've had this bad thing happen and this bad thing happen and this bad thing happen and this bad luck. I don't know why this is happening to me. I don't know why I keep getting hit with one thing after another. This one will help bring your awareness to what the underlying energy is or flow that you're in that's bringing that. It could be an individual. It will bring them to your attention. It provides insights into really difficult situations. Sometimes when a situation is really, really hard on us, we just can't see all. Like I was telling you earlier, Sam, when I was telling you I can't really read on myself because I'm too emotionally invested in the situation. So when it comes to like emotional things that I'm going through, I choose certain individuals I trust, like Natalie. She's one of the best when it comes to reading energies. And I don't trust many people with my energy. This one helps though in that situation where you're just out of balance and you can't like get your answers if you're doing self-work, if you're doing like a daily pulls. This one kind of helps to take the emotion out of the situation and give you a clearer picture. This one helps with transforming ideas or visions in your head into reality or into action. And this one's really good for clearing electromagnetic fields. So like environmental pollution, it helps with that as well. Libra, Scorpio, and sacral and root chakra. And this is earth element. That's also available in the shop. Okay, let's see. What are we going to look at next? We're going to look at ocean jasper. I have not made a card for ocean jasper yet. So I will just tell you, ocean jasper is one of my favorite crystals. My very first crystal when I first started collecting crystals was, hi, Ginger. Yay. So happy you're here. Yay. Happy to see you. Ocean jasper was my first like official piece that I got. It was a sphere. And it's so beautiful. It's got druzy on it and stuff. But I love ocean jasper. It is for the emotions. The best, the GOAT, the best crystal you can use for emotional imbalance. I had ocean jasper is in every corner of my house, but I worked with it a lot at the beginning of when my son transitioned. My emotions were all over the place and I would be perfectly fine one minute and the next minute I would be sobbing. Ocean jasper helped to like just calm's not even the word. Ocean jasper gave me the ability to take control over my emotional state when normally there's just no way. So for example, my son just transitioned and I'm missing him and I'm looking all around and seeing everything that reminds me of him and all the plans we've made for the future. And now those are gone. So, it's really overwhelming, emotionally overwhelming. And you can't think clearly. And a lot of times what will happen as a human being is we just freeze. We shut down and we freeze. This ocean jasper was a stone that I work with to get me through those frozen moments. It helps so much, works with the emotions. This is earth element. I'm going to say Cancer, Leo, Cancer, and Pisces, I believe are the main zodiacs. what more can I say about ocean jasper? Very stable, stabilizing with emotions. That's the thing about ocean jasper that sticks out for me the most, is that it helps navigate emotional turbulence. This is one, if I'm going to advise somebody which crystals to work with, if they're dealing with like a breakup, a separation, or the loss of a loved one, this is the go-to when it comes to that. Isn't that gorgeous? Beautiful piece. I've got two of these. This one's mine, but I have another one that's about this tall, so it's just a little bit shorter. New in the shop. I got a bunch of new crystals in the shop, you guys. I haven't added them to my Etsy yet. I just haven't had time to do that. But if you guys want to, I can come on and do a crystal live and give you guys a chance to look at them first before I put them up on the Etsy shop, if you'd like to. When I say I got a lot of new crystals, I mean it. I have a lot of new crystals. Some of them are like I'm going to keep. You know what I do when I get new crystals, especially if I'm buying crystals for the store? I'll put them out in my house with all of my personal collection. And believe me, I have a lot. I'll put them out in different places in my house so that I can look at them and enjoy them for a while. They get blessed every day with my crystals. I like to think that I'm putting positive, good energy into them for whoever they end up with. But they'll sit out in my house and I'll enjoy them for a while. And they always find their way back in here to the store. It's been a long minute since I've updated my shop and added. I've got a lot I need to add in there. It's ridiculous how many I have. It's just a lot of work and there's a lot going on. But I do have a beautiful tower, a little bit smaller than this one, and that's going into the shop. Gorgeous, gorgeous piece. Okay, then we've got our rose quartz. So rose quartz is the universal stone for love, unconditional love. Is Dean taken off? I'm missing out here. Dean, sweet dreams also. Good night, Dean. Good night, Dean. I wish you sweet dreams and safe travels in your sleep state. Thank you so much for joining us. I know it's late where you guys are. It's late. I'm sorry. I was a little bit late coming on this chat today because they pushed our days ahead by an hour and it threw me off. I didn't realize. So it made me late. Thank you so much for coming, sweetheart. Sweet dreams to you. So rose quartz encourages compassion, peace, tenderness, healing, restores trust and harmony, develops strong bonds between family and friends, encourages unconditional love, self-forgiveness, kindness, and acceptance, releases tension and stress, and dispels anger, fear, resentment, and negativity. Taurus, Libra, Scorpio, heart chakra, and water element. And I have one more, and it's my favy, Lapis lazuli. So lapis is my favorite crystal. I feel like I have lapis as part of my DNA. Lapis is connected to the ancient Egyptians. And for whatever reason, this is my favorite stone. This is the one I feel like I align with the most and I work with the most. Hi, Taurus. Yay. So happy you're here. The urn necklace that I wear for my son, it has some of his ashes in it, is made out of lapis. Lapis releases stress, brings deep peace and harmony, improves concentration and focus, encourages self-awareness and self-knowledge, and also self-confidence. I'm going to add that. It's not in my notes, but self-confidence allows self-expression. Lapis works with the throat chakra and it helps you to speak your mind, speak your truth. It stimulates that speaking up energy of putting in your 2 cents and not thinking, oh, what I have to say, it doesn't really matter. It's not important, or it's nothing big. It helps to bring that stuff out. It stimulates objectivity, clarity, encourages creativity. It helps with the bonds and the relationships in your life. And one thing I love about this stone, one of the things I work with this stone for this reason, one of the reasons I work with lapis, I guess what I'm trying to say. Lapis protects against psychic attacks. So if you've got people out there who are like talking bad about you, gossiping about you, actually doing like intentional, like negative energy work towards you, even just harboring animosity, anger, that is an energy directed towards you. Whether, whether they're intentionally sending it towards you or not, it is. And if, say, there's a group of people and they're bad mouthing you and you're not even there, you're going to feel that. That is a psychic attack. You're going to feel that manifest. This one helps to protect you through that. Taurus, Virgo, Libra, Sagittarius, third eye and throat chakra, and this is water element. Okay, that's the crystals. Let me get my notes back up here. Okay. We're going to start with the Page of Cups. The core meaning for the Page of Cups, I'm so sorry that I keep getting, my daughter's texting me. The core meaning for the Page of Cups, pages are messengers. So this card can represent a message of love, because cups is emotions, a message of love, a message of like emotional inspiration. It can represent intuitive insight, like realizing through your intuition that you're receiving a download or that there's a message in this situation for you, like brings that association, it represents that as well. The astrological association for the page is the water signs influence the page. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. A lot of people specifically connect this card to Piscean sensitivity, and that's like your imagination and your creative thoughts. The numerology association with the page is the number 11, which is a master number. It is the master number of intuition, as a matter of fact, spiritual awakening and psychic sensitivity. So this aligns perfectly with the Page of Cups, the energy of psychic openings, emotional awareness, spiritual messages. We already talked about the crystal association. So specifically for this one, it is the moonstone, the amethyst. Okay. Okay, so the Page of Cups represents the moment when the heart first wakes up. This is emotional curiosity. It's when intuition whispers for the first time. The page energy is gentle, sensitive, creative, and sometimes naive. It can represent a childlike spirit or someone discovering their emotional world for the first time. So that's the page energy. Next, we're going to look at the Knight. Okay. So I'm actually gonna grab this one just because these cards are so hard to see. Where's the Knight? Hold on. Okay. So the core meaning for the Knight of Cups is the romantic, the poet, the seeker of emotional pursuits. Like he's the one who's always looking for a relationship. The knight in shining armor. That type of a meaning. The knights are the action cards. The knights are the action cards. So this energy represents pursuing emotional experiences. So romance, artistic passion, following the heart rather than the head, emotional conquests or emotional quests. Like when we say, oh, this is going to be so emotionally draining on me, or this is going to be so exciting. I'm going to be so excited emotionally. I'm going to be so excited. So the Knight is really kind of connected to that. And also, too, oftentimes the Knight card represents someone offering love or pursuing a dream, like trying to live up to a dream. So this is a Pisces energy. The traits include empathy, creativity, emotional depth, dreaminess. The numerology association with the Knights is the number 12. So we had 11 with the page, now 12 with the Knight. This is 1 + 2 = 3. The number 3 represents emotional expression, creativity, and connection. The 1 is self. So this fits the Knight of Cups perfectly because the card expresses the heart outwardly. And the crystal associations with this one are the rose quartz, the rhodonite, ocean jasper. So the Knight of Cups is the romantic poet of the tarot deck. This is the person who follows their heart, sometimes chasing love, dreams, or creative inspiration. The energy is beautiful, but can sometimes be unrealistic because the Knight lives inside emotion and imagination. There's that guy. Let's move on to the queen. Okay. Nope. Okay. So the Queen of Cups represents, okay, the queen is the empath in tarot. Okay. She's the empath. Like I said, she's the most nurturing, divine feminine. I would say, venture to say that if you had to pick one card to represent the empath in all of the archetypes of tarot, the queen would be it. She is the empath of the tarot. It represents compassion, psychic sensitivity, nurturing, emotional intelligence. The astrological associations for the queen is Cancer. And this is the nurturing energy, the emotional protection, the family care, being the family matriarch. Numerology association with the queen is the number 13. That is 1 + 3 = 4. And the number 4 represents emotional stability and foundation. So 4 is home, family, foundation, the beginning of the structure. And the queen also, it's being told to me to say right now, the queen also creates like an emotional, like safety net for those around her. So she's the one who, the mom, basically, the mom. She's got to be there to fix everyone's boo-boos. So that's the queen. With her, the crystal associations was the selenite and the moonstone. The Queen of Cups is an emotional healer. She listens deeply, feels deeply, and understands emotions on a soul level. This card often appears when someone is acting as an emotional caretaker or when intuition is actually guiding the situation. So if you pull the Queen of Cups, a lot of times that is a message to basically look at the situation through your intuition first. How does it make you feel in your gut? And just letting your intuition like guide you through a situation is the message that comes through with her. All right. One more. We've got the king. The core meaning for the king is emotional mastery. Like I said before, a balanced, a good balance with emotion and wisdom. He sits calmly. He's very calm as well. He sits calmly, surrounded by waves because cups is water, showing that he remains steady when emotions are turbulent. So if you want an objective point of view, someone who's going to guide you out of love, but at the same time, not let emotions take him off track. That's the king energy. Emotional control. Compassionate balance with logic. Wise leadership comes from all of that. Maturity. So the King of Cups often is representing emotional maturity. Scorpio energy is the main astrological association. And of course, with Scorpio, you've got emotional depth, transformation, psychological insight, and power through emotional understanding. The numerology is 14. 1 + 4 = 5. The number 5 represents transformation and growth through trying experiences. But the King of Cups coming into a reading tells you that this individual has mastered their emotions, and how? Through life lessons. That's where they've mastered the ability to have mature emotions, is through life lessons. The crystal associations, Lapis, Obsidian, and Fluorite. So the King of Cups represents emotional maturity. He understands emotions, but is not controlled by them. That's, in a nutshell, the king. This is someone who can guide others through emotional storms because they've already learned how to navigate it on their own. So, how does emotional energy evolve through the court cards? It is Page with emotional curiosity, Knight with emotional pursuit, Queen with emotional wisdom, and King with emotional mastery. So I had written in my notes that you can describe it like a river evolving into an ocean. So the Page is the spring of water, the Knight is the flowing river, the Queen is the deep lake, and the King is the vast ocean. Yeah. Hi, Taurus. So happy to see you. Yes, Lapis is my favorite. That is absolutely my most favorite, hands down. I chose that stone to carry my son's ashes and wear around my neck. I feel like part of my body has a DNA connection. Lapis was a stone that was revered in the ancient Egyptian times. For sure. Okay, so that is the end of our lesson for tarot for today. I'm going to let you guys tell me which suit we should do next. I'm going to let you guys pick. So we did cups. So we've got swords, pentacles, or wands. Which one would you guys like to look at next? You guys tell me and we will do that. Next week, hopefully, if I'm not with mom, I'll be able to come back and do that. Let me put those out of the way. Okay, guys. And if you guys don't pick one, I'll just do what my intuition tells me to do and go to the next suit. Do you guys, are you interested in watching me open this box that I got from Mindful Souls and see what's in it? I just got this yesterday, so I don't even know what's in it. But I thought it would be fun to unbox with you guys live if you want. I know it's late, Sam. So if you need to go to bed, I completely understand. Pentacles? Okay, Sam. Pentacles it is. Taurus, you want to see me open this? Okay, I will. I love Mindful Souls. I put this subscription on hold for a couple years while we were trying to buy a house. But I love it so much. I really do support this company. This is like box 32, I think. I'm pretty sure it's box 32. All right, let's check out what's in it. All I did was cut the tape. Open up. It says open up to the world of peace and self-love. So I wonder if that's what this one's about. You wouldn't miss this? Okay, you don't want to miss this? Okay. All right. Ta-da! Opening it up, it says, and just like that, you've opened a whole new world of possibilities. So this is what it looks like. Get this out of the way here. Okay. So they're doing this different. Oh, wow. Normally this comes in like one fold over, but look, they've made like a little pamphlet out of it. That's cool. So this actually tells what's in the box. And it has a little thing that says, my coffee is brewed, my candles are lit, let the magic begin. Interesting. And then it goes into, let's just read that as we look through here. Sticker, here's a sticker. It says relaxation. That's kind of a cool sticker. So whenever I get these stickers, I put them on my vision board. I have an actual perfect spot for this on my vision board. I just started creating a new one. All right. Also, Mindful Souls always sends an affirmation card. These also go on my vision. Well, I have a vision board just for these. This one is affirmation for overcoming fear. My struggles are opportunities to grow. And he's got like the whole universe in his head. Very nice. Okay. Now this is what it looks like inside. Let's start with this one. Wait, what did I put that over there for? I need it. This one, my pure essential oil, sunrise citrus, refreshing and uplifting. I love their packaging so much. Their little, every little thing. Look at the back. It says, helps to create a feeling of freshness and vitality, includes a refreshing and uplifting state. Oh, induces a refreshing and uplifting state. So look at their cute packaging. Let's see. Oh, how cute. So this one's going to be like an orange citrus. Awesome. I'm not going to open it because honestly, I'll probably regift it. I've been making my own essential oils, you guys. Look at this one I made. It's just an oil with different herbs in it. I've also been making my own protection oil, and I'm doing them even in these I didn't mean to order these this tiny. I didn't realize these were going to be this tiny, but look at these tiny little, look at these tiny little dropper bottles. So this one's got protection oil in it, and this one's got money manifestation. Yeah, I've started making my own oils because I'm going to have that little booth down at the farmer's market. So I'm trying to add as much in there, but I'll probably regift this one just because I have many citrus ones and I like regifting. It's fun. So we're not going to open it, but that's super cute. Okay. What does it say about that? It says the intentions are creativity and joy, element of fire, the sacral chakra. This vibrant oil awakens your creativity and adds an extra spark to your spell work. Its sunny energy helps dissolve creative blocks and fear of experimentation. Add a few drops in your ritual bath, anoint candles, or use your diffuser to inspire innovation and confidence in your practice. I think this one is about, I'm going to read this real quickly. It says the craft, strengthening your practice. It says you've taken the first step and awakened your inner magic. Now it's time to deepen that connection. Like any skill worth mastering, the craft is a practice that grows stronger with time, intention, and the right tools. This box is designed to help you move from simply recognizing your magical nature to actively working with it. So I think this is like a ritual box. Whether you're drawing down the moon's energy or crafting your first protection spell, each item here will support you in building a practice that feels authentic to you. Very cool. So yeah, each box comes with a theme. So I guess this one is working with your abilities, craft your abilities. Okay, and now we've got 4 little baggies here. And this, let's look at this first. Isn't that cute? Their packaging is adorable. This is Palo Santo, Mindful Serenity. Oh, these are incense cones, backflow incense cones. I love, so you guys, do you prefer Palo Santo over sage? Or do you prefer sage over Palo Santo? Because I love Palo Santo more. I love sage too, though, but I am addicted to the smell of Palo Santo. And I would reach for that first over sage anytime. But, oh, wow, look at this. That is a huge bag of cones. Oh, they're pretty. So these are the backflow, which means they have a hole in the bottom. So I have like this really cool incense, like waterfall thing. And if you set this on the hole on the top, the smoke will go down and it looks like water flowing down, but it's smoke. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Love it. Let's see what it says. It says Golden Nog Palo Santo cones. This one is for purification and deep magic. Element is air and fire. All chakras. Rooted in shamanic traditions, these sacred cones carry centuries of ritual wisdom. Their smoke doesn't just cleanse, it heightens your magical awareness and connects you to the spiritual realm. Very cool. I will definitely burn those. Okay, let's look at the first. It's a crystal. I think it's a star. That feels like a star. I'm so excited. It is. It's a star. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Is it? Okay, let me find it here. What? Moss agate. I was going to say, is that ocean jasper? It kind of looks like it. They're calling it moss agate. Okay, I can see that. This is beautiful. Look. Isn't it crazy? Like, I started manifesting stars into my life. I have a huge collection of heart stones, the spheres, the towers, but I didn't, when I got this one in an intuitive pull, I ordered a box of like an intuitive, just a box of crystals that this lady named Rebecca, who owns a crystal shop on TikTok, she does what's called the intuitive pick. So you can like choose like small, medium, large, or extra large. Each size comes with a set amount of stones, and she just goes and intuitively touches your energy, feels you out, and picks for you what she wants. So when she did my intuitive pull for me, I love being surprised. So I love doing those. When she did mine for me, I got it and then I saved it for several days because I wanted to open it on the anniversary of the day my son passed. Um, because nothing makes me happier than new crystals. And I wanted something that I could count on that would make me bring my vibration up that day rather than just letting myself fall into a deep vibration. And this came in that bundle. So not only is it like Lapis, my favorite crystal, and the urn that I wear for my son, but it's a star, and I'm a star seed. So as soon as I got this, I started wanting star crystals. I've got one that's a bloodstone, this one, and now this one. I love it. That's a pretty good size pendant. Let me see. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Let's see what it says. This is elemental magic and nature connection. Earth element, heart chakra, carved into a sacred star where each point represents one of the 5 elements. Oh, I love this. I love this. Earth, water, fire, air, and spirit. This earthly agate helps you master the unity of all magical forces. As your practice deepens, it strengthens both your connection to nature's raw power and your ability to weave the energy of all 5 elements into your spell work. I love that. I don't think my camera's doing it any justice, but it's gorgeous. Moss agate is actually my daughter's favorite crystal. She wants to have moss agate in her wedding ring. I don't think anything wrong with that. Okay, let's look at this one. This is another crystal, definitely. I must be going to get something ocean because I'm really feeling it. Oh, maybe it's that giant ocean Jasper tower right there. What do we got? Oh, come on. Okay. What the heck? It's an agate. It's banded. It's got like those lines right there. It's banded. Let's see. Yes. Lace agate. Oh, okay. They're calling this lace agate. What? It says lace agate tea stones. I don't know what that means. Tea stones? Like the letter T. Tea stone. Have you guys ever heard of that before? Tea stones. What? So it's for balance and grounding, earth element, root chakra. It says these T-shaped stones. I don't know what it's talking about. That doesn't look like a T shape to me. Serve as magical anchors, helping you stay grounded while working with higher energies. Their delicate patterns remind us that magic often works in subtle ways. Am I missing something? I don't see a T, but we'll just take it for word face value. They're calling it a T stone, which I've never heard of. But that's interesting. You learn something new every day, huh? Okay, and we've got another crystal. Okay, this actually feels connected to this class. Like this feels okay in some way. Let's see. Of course, it's selenite. And we were just talking about my big selenite. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. I could feel the connection. Selenite. Okay, let's find it. Clarity and divine connection. Air element, crown chakra. It says, consider this luminous stone your magical USB drive. That's cute. It cleanses, charges, and amplifies your spiritual connection. Selenite's pure energy also creates a direct line to your higher self. Like I've been saying, making it perfect for strengthening your magical intuition and connection. So that's pretty. It's hard to kind of come by the selenite palm stones. Well, it's not hard to come by them. They just don't make them a whole lot. Selenite is super soft, like one of the softest stones. Selenite is super soft and it chips and peels and flakes. So it's not one that I think we should be handling a whole lot. So if you're going to meditate with a selenite palm stone, maybe just be careful you don't have a bunch of stuff on your hands like lotion and oil and stuff, because it will absorb into these. But that's pretty. Resonates with our class. Okay, we got one more. Put this back in here. A lot of times I end up gifting these things out, you guys. I re-gift them to people. Ooh, this is a bracelet. Definitely can feel that. What? Look at that. Oh, I love this. So that's either a feather or a leaf, the little charm. What do you guys think? Is it a feather or a leaf? Stop moving. I guess it could be either or. I'm trying to get it to where you can see it. I guess we could call it either or. Is it citrine? It doesn't feel like citrine. Golden healer? No. This is different. Okay. I can't wait. I have to look it up. Yellow chalcedony? What? I've never heard of that. Yellow chalcedony. Confidence and personal power. The fire element. Solar plexus chakra. As you step deeper into your abilities, this sunny stone helps dispel self-doubt and amplify your confidence. It's like having a cheerleader on your wrist, reminding you that you're more capable than you think, especially when facing challenges or complex rituals. Which I'm not sure what a complex ritual is, but okay. That is beautiful. Look at that bright yellow color. Honestly, I'll probably give this to my daughter because yellow is her favorite color. And, I am in no shortage. I actually, okay, I said it. Is that all? Did I say everything? I did. Not bad. That's a cute little box. Not bad. So we got the yellow chalcedony. Funny. We've got the selenite chunk, the tea stone, which I've never heard of before, lace agate tea stone, the beautiful star, moss agate star. Now I'm keeping that. That'll probably be the only thing I keep in this box. And then, of course, the Palo Santo and the oil. Very cool. Beautiful. Love it. That's that box. Taurus, I have to show you something because you came in late. I know I'm just braggadocious today. No, I worked on this piece of art for 2 months and I just finished it and it looks amazing. I just got to find a frame for it. Wait till you see this. Look at this. Biggest piece I've ever done. Isn't he gorgeous? Yeah, and don't mind my comfy outfit today. This is my comfy Sunday outfit. I'm not getting dressed. This is what I'm wearing all day. A leaf. You think that's a leaf? Okay. It probably is. Well, guys, I guess I'm going to let you go. I know you need to get to bed probably, Sam. If you've noticed in the background, if there's anyone still here, if you notice in the background, there's a sound machine playing. They call it a singing bowl machine. I love that thing because I can play that in the background and play my crystal harp, which I've been doing that live on TikTok. Thank you, Taurus. It is amazing. It just frees my hands up so I don't have to try to work the crystal bowl. And when I'm holding my crystal harp, I have to be so careful with that thing. It's hard to play both instruments at the same time. So I ordered this little singing bowl machine. It does 8 different that little sound it just made is telling me I'm at the beginning of the list. Anyways, I'm gonna turn it off. It makes my crystal harp playing so much better because I can just play that in the background and I don't have to worry about it. Okay, Sam, thank you so much for all your help. There's just a few of us in here. Thank you guys for showing up. Sorry there was no real warning to this class. I just like plunged into it last second. I missed you guys and I wanted to hang out. So thank you so much for coming. I am going to be coming back to do some readings. I keep getting a message through Spirit that I need to be helping people through the ascension symptoms, helping people through working through their shadow work. I am pretty booked up with readings right now. I'm grateful for that. Happy to help anyone. I tell Spirit all the time, use me as a vessel of truth and light. And if I can help anyone, please allow me to do so. So I am going to come back and do some more readings, free readings, live on this channel very, very soon. It's hard for me to commit to anything right now with some family health issues happening, but I'll try to give you guys a little bit more of a warning ahead of time. So, and I love to do that for you guys. So, okay, guys, thanks again so much. I am lifting you in abundant, divine love and light as always. And yeah, I love you all and appreciate you for being here. And I'll see you soon. So you guys have a great day. Get some good sleep and have sweet dreams. Sam, thank you so much for staying up late for me. I love and appreciate you. Love you all. Talk to you soon. Bye.